Alright, so I am replacing the spark plug on here. I forget what the Honda's recommendation was. It was it 16,000 miles or 20,000 miles or whatever it is. I forget. So this is the spark plug size right there. Alright. This was what, 15 bucks on Amazon. So after you gotta take off your tank, gas tank, and just move all this rubber cover aside. Just the spark plug cap. Pull this off. It's kind of hard sometimes. Oh, jeez. Not the right grip, right leverage. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Whew. Wow, my fingers. Alright. When it's that tight, that means it's on correctly. If you just lift it up and it comes off, that means it's not on right. So here's the spark plug cap. I was looking here and make sure it's okay in here. Usually when you look inside there, the round piece of it. Actually, let me open this up so you guys can see it. So this round end here, right? The other piece is a female, and it slips over this. But inside that female piece, there's actually a little pin that goes across, and it catches onto these little ridges here, and that's what holds it, and that's what makes it tight. So when you're pulling it off, that pin goes against these little threads basically, and that's what makes it tight. All right. So that's off. I have a spark plug wrench, 16 millimeters. And it's metric, obviously, or you could use a 16 millimeters. Is also the same as a, or pretty close to a 5/8. So my wrench on here. Actually, let me use a different. So stick it in there. Oh, it's 16 pretty far. It actually goes all the way in there. So the extension that I have is kind of short. This is a what is that, like a 3-inch extension. Let me use my my longer extension. Give me some clearance. Hopefully. Actually, I wonder if my. So looking, I have two 3-inches. So I think I'd rather use that. So this one's a little bit too long. I'm gonna use my two 3-inches instead. I have one that's a straight, and one is a wobble type, so it gives you a little bit of an angle. So actually, all three of these extensions came as a set from I don't even know where I got it or when I got it, but I got it. Come on. Okay. There. Something else in there. So this is clearing. Okay. Once it's loose, I'll take this off. Just spin it by hand. Now my spark plug socket, the rubber in it, the little rubber insert that holds the spark plug on mine is a little bit worn out, so I might have a hard time getting the spark plug out maybe. If you do, just get it like a little. If you have it like a little magnetic probe piece. So there you go. There's the spark plug. I don't think I need to change this early, but the reason why I'm doing it is, you know, you see my other videos, you know that I blew up my big bore kit, and the aluminum on the piston, some of it, you know, came off. So on here, get a closer look on there. Let's see if this thing can focus. So on here you can actually see on the ceramic piece, see all that stuff? That's all the aluminum that came off from the piston. So I want to take that off, and actually if you look at the electrode, it's not that clean either. So I want to take all that stuff off, and you know, that's why I'm replacing it earlier than it should be. So otherwise, you know, besides that, If I hadn't blown off the piston, I'll be perfectly fine. So engine case, they're gapped at the factory. So I'm gonna look at it real quick and look at it. I'm like, okay, that looks about right. So and they have this little cardboard piece here, so that way it doesn't drop in this box. It doesn't drop it and squish this tight even further. The spark gap. So that looks good. I'm good there. I'm just gonna stick it in back in here. Hopefully this. Okay, so it's holding. So sometimes this spark plug socket doesn't hold because, like I said, my my rubber piece is a little bit worn out. So one thing I like to do when I put, especially a machine thread, I like to spin it in the opposite direction. You know, basically lefty loosey. You can actually feel the thread seat. That's when you know that it's not cross threaded. Sometimes when you have a machine thread, especially if it's a fine thread, it's very easy to cross thread. So spin it around the opposite direction until you feel the seat, and you can also hear it. It seats. Then that's when you know it's the thread is proper. Then you could spin it clockwise to tighten it up. Okay, tight by hand, and when you tighten this up, I think it says it on here somewhere, and it goes. So once you tighten it by hand, depending on what type of head you have, so here, depending on the interface here, if it's the cone without a washer, you only spin it 1/16 of a turn. If it does have this washer here, then you spin it half a turn. So once you tighten it, it stops. Spin it half a turn. So it stopped there. So I'm gonna start right here, right? So I turn this. That's a quarter turn. Right here, half turn is getting tight. It's about right there. That's it. That's all you need. Any more than that, it's too tight. Obviously, this is a new plug, so you could do that half turn if it's already been put in and you took it out and you put it back in. You can't do that half turn because that washer's already been squished. So pay attention when you get to that half turn. Pay attention to how that feels. So next time when you do tighten it up, get to that same feel and you stop. Don't go any further than that. Otherwise, you do not want to strip. Do not want to strip the threads for the spark plug, because that's a whole nother problem right there. So just cap back on here. This is the hardest part, I think, right here is pushing this cap back on against. Remember I had mentioned that cap goes over the this stud here, and has a pin that rubs against here. And when the thread is new, getting that pin across there, it's very difficult, especially when the clamp space like this, you don't have any real leverage. If it's nice and open, you got leverage, it's fine, but like with this, it's so clamped that it's very hard to get leverage. So sometimes people don't know any better, and they don't push it down hard enough. And actually, I felt that. I actually felt the pin go across the threads. And, it's like this rib feeling, like a sort of feeling. So I felt that, and I heard it. So I know I'm all the way in there. So I'm good there. I'm gonna put all this rubber stuff back on and put the gas tank back on. You don't have to keep up the gas tank. I think I showed you that on my other video. So you watch that. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.